Hey everybody, welcome to this Xbox Life episode number 528 titled Reunited. And it feels so good. Well, feels awesome. Well, whatever. This is the show about Xbox, Microsoft, gaming, anything else we want to talk about. And a couple things I want to talk about is first of all, my name is Rob, also known as Presar on Xbox Live. And with me today, I got my good buddy Mark, also known as the Wingman 709. Is it the in front of Wingman or just Wingman?
It's just Wingman 709. Hey, everybody.
And are you the Mark also? And
I
I'm
am
the
the
Rob.
Mark. I'm the one and only.
Oh, it's good to have you back for episode 528 and
Yeah,
plus, right?
I'm back.
He's back, folks.
I'm back.
Woohoo!
I missed Rob too
Back.
much.
Yeah.
He kept crying. He's like, "It's too much work. I don't like this, and I
I
miss
stalked
you."
him.
And
I stalked him.
yeah.
I think you kind of like that. You like the
Then when I
attention.
got the what do you call it, the lawyer summons in the mail saying I had to return or under penalty, I was like, okay, all right, I'm coming back.
Yeah. Well,
So,
it's as always. It's great to hear your voice.
well, of
It's
course.
calming and soothing, and I'm sure a lot of folks are going to be excited. They're like, we're tired of this dude that turned the show into this Fortnite life.
I don't know. Nobody said goodbye to me. I know when Brun left, you got all these, all these call-ins, and everybody's saying we're gonna miss you. And when I left, it was nothing. And I gave notice, like no one cared. So people might be going, "Ah, crap, he's back."
They're like, who?
so,
This guy?
so, but
Well, I'm sure the listeners are just as excited as I am. Yes.
I'm glad to
Yeah.
be back. I miss talking with you every week, Rob.
No, yeah. Same here.
So,
Same here. So enough of that. I'm going to put you to work.
all right.
All right. Let's get out with the show. A couple quick announcements, of course. Listen to us live on Twitch and YouTube Sunday nights at approximately 11 p.m. Eastern. That may or may not change. I know I've been saying that for a while, but it may or may not.
Well, it did today.
Yes. Yeah, we're slightly early, about half an hour early. We meant to be an hour early, but hey, what you going to do? And then we are not affiliated with Microsoft or the Xbox in any way. This is a show being done by fans for fans of the Microsoft Xbox. The views and opinions expressed on this show do not reflect those of Microsoft. So, all right, let's fire it up. What have we been playing? Yeah, you want to start it off, Mark?
Yeah, mine will be pretty short. I just haven't been, as people know, people are like, have been sending me messages like,
Where you been?
where are you? Um, I haven't been doing a lot, and there's just been a lot of family stuff going on that I'm still dealing with. But I'm gonna try to get in, but I do still try to play some my favorite. You guys will be so happy to hear it because I know you've missed me talking about it, and that's Gems of War. Um, I am getting really close to level 500 in that game, and I still pluck at it every try to do a little bit every day, so
Mm-hmm.
still enjoy it. I trying to get back. I just my time is just gone. I just don't have a lot of time these days to play. But I did play a little Far Cry New Dawn this week, and I'm trying to. I like the game, and I'm just the one thing I don't like is the whole base building thing. Like you got to get your base leveled up, and then to do that, you got to go out
Sure.
and get all this fuel. And it's very, to me, it's very repetitious. But I do enjoy the game. But it's like you got to, yeah. There's just a lot built in. There's all these challenges for doing stuff with level 1 guns, level 2 guns, level 3 stuff like that. There's a bunch of challenges, and so I'm trying to knock those out to get the points to get the special skills unlocked. And but I don't like the base building. Your garage is level 1, so you can't get, like, better helicopters, and you can't get better cars until you upgrade that. Well, then you also gotta upgrade your weapon depot, and you gotta upgrade the cartographer, and you gotta upgrade everything. It's just
Right.
like, so it's time consuming, but, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. Also, I was back down in Phoenix this week for work, and I got together with my good buddy Bo,
Awesome.
and so we hung out for the day. I got down there like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the day before my meeting, and we hung out for the night for that day and evening. And he ended up kept telling me he's been bugging me. Got to get Diablo 3 on the Switch. Got to get and I'm like, dude, I bought it and played it all the way through on the Xbox 360. Then I rebought it on the Xbox One and replayed it, and then played even more because I actually took all the characters up to level 70. And then the Necromancer came out, and I was like, I'm not paying $10 for a character and having to level up
Oh
another
yeah.
one. Well, then he bought the character for me. He
Oh wow.
and yeah, he bought me the character, and I was like, so I'm like, okay, I gotta play it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this character's awesome. And I got him up to level 70. It's like that's the only character I play now. Um, and so I was down there, and I'm like, he's like, you got to get this, and he of course had his Switch with them in the car, and he's like, I'm playing it, and he went into the GameStop and bought me a copy. so, so when I got back home, because I didn't even take it with me because I just don't play the Switch, and now I've got a reason to play it because yeah, Diablo 3 is awesome.
Of
So I've been
course.
playing. I've been laying in bed at night playing it. It's
On the Switch.
on the Switch, yeah.
Oh, are your hands cramping? Or I mean, I
No,
know it's like
uh-uh.
I cannot freaking hold that thing for so long. It's like palm ache, finger ache.
I haven't had that yet.
No.
No, but no, it looks really good. It's fun. It's fun to play on there as well. So it's
How,
something to pass the time until Diablo 4 shows up.
whenever
So
that is.
yeah, who knows? But it's really good. I'm enjoying it, and I'm really glad he did that. I was like, sweet, thanks, buddy.
He knows what's good for you.
He does.
Necromancer.
I should listen to him more often and not listen to somebody else I know. Oh, get Wolfenstein. It's great. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, here we go again.
So, but no, you've tipped me in some really good ways, but and I have returned the favor, I do believe, because we were talking
Yes,
about
yes.
yesterday. So that's what I played
Mhm.
this week. So, what about you?
Played a couple two treat things. First off, I've been playing Clash Royale for now like 3.5 years, I think, somewhere around there. I finally got to level 13, which is the highest level in the game. So I have achieved max King Tower level, and it's interesting now. As soon as you hit level 13, as you level up your characters, you get these. Oh, I forgot what they're called. You get these points where now you can get little like cosmetic changes to your characters. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's sort of cool, I guess. I'm not really into the cosmetics too much in most games. I'd rather have the actual effective upgrades. You know what I mean? It's just the stuff that can actually affect your gameplay. But that was cool. So that was a pretty good achievement. Now I'm going to be leveling up the rest of my characters, which is going to take a long time. But that game, always fun, always good for, a couple minute diversion. That's one thing that I really like about Clash Royale, where, if you only have 5 minutes to play, you can play it on the train, you can play it while you're, waiting in a lobby for a meeting to start
Yeah.
or whatever. So you can just be in and out. And I did play a PC game, which I started. Wow. I think the game came out 2013, something like that. 2014, so at least 5 years ago. It's called Windward, and it's an oldie but goodie. I saw it on my hard drive, and I'm like, yeah, let me play that. I always liked it. I might have talked about it on the show years ago. I probably did, but what this is it's like a top-down sailing game with pirates. So
Okay.
so what you're doing is you have a ship that you can upgrade in various ways, and you're sailing around islands, and I can't really say it's like rivers, but it's those areas that have like lots of like windy water, and then you have, little islands here and there, and so forth. And so there's different like watchtowers, and there's cities, and then there's pirates that take over the cities, and then you're trying to fight off the pirates and sink their ships, and you're also trying to take over the cities. So like you go up next to a city and then you take over it, or you go over to um the watchtowers, and you have to kind of like destroy them, and then you take over. If there's a pirate ship, you kind of like just broadside them. I
Okay.
don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're like side to side, and you're shooting cannons over. It's very like arcadey. It's not like a serious game. You can almost kind of think of it like Sea of Thieves super light, super duper light, I guess. Because I mean, all you're really doing is sort of like maintaining like side to side orientation, and you shoot. And so you sink them, and then you get upgrades because there's like a barrel that comes up when they sink, and then you can collect that, use it to upgrade your ship and stuff. And it's fun. I mean, it's another game. It has a progression system. There's like a lot of worlds that you can unlock and go into. And the graphics are pretty cool. Like you have your ship and the water looks nice. So your ship's sailing, and then you see like seagulls like flying around, like some are soaring. You know how they soar and they don't flap. No,
Right.
others are. I mean, it just it's like a cool jungle piratey themed game, and it's just fun. There's just something about it that's interesting. So I played a little bit of that. Probably going to give it some more time over the next couple weeks. Now that I I hit it up again after, I don't know, a couple year hiatus, and then also I did my usual Fortnite. So the season changed last week. Was it on Thursday? I think season 9 started. So we had new content for Battle Royale, new content for Save the World. For Save the World, they did a bunch of changes. They added these war games, mini event kind of things to mix up the Storm Shield attacks. So some of those are pretty cool. There's a new event mission that's pretty cool. Got some, fun acting in there with Ray the robot talking to you, and all the characters just being silly. So that's good. And then Battle Royale, I played that a little bit, and that was pretty cool. I mean, it's the whole premise of it now is that at the end of last season, season 8, there was a volcano that exploded, and then two of the characters. Did you see this video?
I didn't see
At
the
all?
video, but
Yeah.
my youngest son was all like,
I was talking
Tilted
about it.
Towers is gone.
Yeah. Yeah, Tilted Towers is wrecked. But yeah, so these characters went into a bunker, and when they came out, there's if you watch the video, it's sort of comical. I won't give away what happened in the video,
Okay.
but they come out eventually, and it's the future. So now Tilted Towers is Neo Tilted, and
Right.
Retail Row is the Mega Mall, I think. And there's these, I call them, they have a name. They're like some kind of tubes or something. I call them fast travel. Just, from all the games we have, like Tomb Raider and those that have the fast travel areas. Well, this is kind of the same thing. And it's actually kind of nice where if you're looking to get from, point A to point B, you can hop in these tubes and you just basically like fly within them. They're like wind or something rushing through them.
Right. Yeah, I did see some information about those.
Yeah. So it helps you get from, get across the map. There's one that goes around Tilted. There's one that goes around the Mega Mall. Then there's ones that go around the map. I think there's two of them that go around the map. And they ripped off this thing from Apex Legends, where there's now these floating platforms, just like how Apex had the floating platforms.
Yeah.
That you could land onto. Well, they kind of have the same thing, ripped off or not. They're in the game, and they're
Fortnite's nothing but ripping off from everybody else, but it's a fun game.
Yeah, it is. And the thing that was interesting about those is that there's like 4 columns, which I guess suspend it, and they're those fast travel tubes with the wind, so you can actually go into that, and you get sucked up to the top. So it's one way to get up to those, and it's interesting. The one thing that I was kind of thinking about was it's very cool that they keep changing the game up. I think that they have done this to an unprecedented level that no other game has really approached, where they're changing this game so much very quickly. I mean, on a weekly basis. Well, actually, technically it changes like on a 2-week basis, because they make like big changes every other week, and then they do like minor changes the week in between. But still, this is something that I think people got used to, especially in the Battle Royale world. And it's something that Apex couldn't keep up with. They basically said that, hey, that's something that we don't really care to do. It's not something that we want to do. And honestly, I think that they really couldn't do it. Just to keep the game changing all the time, that's a lot of work. And, I'm pleasantly surprised that it's not a bigger disaster than it is, because when you change the game, you introduce bugs, and potentially they could be introducing tons of them. But, they do have their bugs here and there, but they're not absolutely catastrophic. But the one thing that I was kind of wondering about it was that, like, especially now, it's like, if you look at the map, it's like just kludgy. It's just like there's too much. You know what I mean? It's like going to your grandma's house, and then there's like tchotchkes, knickknacks, and stuff everywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that everything needs to be like an IKEA showroom where there's like, nothing anywhere and everything's strategically placed, but it seems almost like it's just too much stuff. I'm sure that, a couple weeks into the season for Battle Royale, everybody's going to be used to it.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be business as usual. Oh, and they added one neat thing, kind of, and that's these things called frostbites. No, fortbites, not frostbites.
Fortbite, yeah.
Yeah. So as you progress in the game, you unlock or you find these things called fortbites, which there's 100 of them, and I think they hide a picture or some kind of image. So I'm just guessing here. It might be a 10 by 10 grid, and they're numbered like 1 to 100.
Yeah.
And then you unlock the spots and you reveal what's underneath. And you do that either by achieving a certain level in the game or by finding them on the map. And there's a bunch of different ways to achieve those. So that's a cool way to get people interested in the game, because especially Battle Royale, because Save the World, that's my main jam. For Battle Royale, I like completing the missions. So
yeah,
I never really go into it just to play. Actually, not complete the challenges, not missions. That's Save the World that has the missions. But I go in there and I'm always looking, all right, I need to open chests at Lucky Landing. So that's my objective for that game. I'll just go and open the
See,
chests.
that's messed up because it's like, it seems like there's people in there that aren't playing the game. Like, they're not out to play the game. They're out just to do those things. You know what I mean? So they're not like you when you
Well,
get in there, you're not focused on necessarily killing other people. You're trying to stay alive just to go run around and find something.
but it's an objective, you know? It's so the game has purpose. And
But the game does have purpose to be the last one standing. Kill everybody.
well,
That's the purpose.
some of us really can't do that very often.
Yeah, that's me. I'm one of them. So
It's like, you know, catching the victory royale is an elusive thing.
yep.
I see my son do it all the time with his friends.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think I've ever done it.
Yeah, I don't play enough to get one.
Yeah.
I have gotten a couple in Apex Legends, but it's that's not now it's going to be harder because it's they're banning people for who are like, I forgot what they call it. I just saw the article, but they're like kind of like what I do. I'm always like riding the coattails of everybody else and depending on them for the win. I mean, I'm staying engaged and trying to kill people and I revive people and stuff like that, but I'm just not very good at those games. So it's always if I get a win, it's because of the team that I'm on.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with me.
No, it's with those games, especially, well, like Fortnite, for example, and Apex and, you know, Realm Royale and all those others. I think they follow a similar type of path where you, in order to be good, you can't just go in and play.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to be proficient in building. You have to be proficient in aiming, shooting, reacting, you know, all that stuff. And, you know, that stuff's, pretty much expected, I guess. And one thing that I've done lately is like, all right, I need to get some, you know, cred built up with my son. I need to be better at, you know, Battle Royale. Is, you know, I was quite the man back in the day with Quake and Unreal Tournament. Remember those?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the dinosaur games. Although I heard that there's a new Quake that came out recently. And actually, if you get the Epic Store on the PC, you can get Unreal Tournament for free. It's a free game, and there's been some continued development on it. Not a lot, but it's still around. But anyway, I went in and there's actually some cool stuff that people have made to get better in the game. Like there's this one guy, Gearsy. He made a really sweet training course that you can play in the creative mode. So you go in there and you have to put in the code. If anybody's interested, just look up Gearsy on YouTube. That's Geerzy. And he's created a couple of training courses. His latest one is really nice, where you basically go in and you can get a slew of different weapons. And he's got a shotgun training area. There's a sniper training area. There's a spot with AR and not AR, with SMG. And I mean, if you sit there and you practice 10 minutes a day, it's amazing how much better you can get in the game. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's helped me a lot. Just sitting there and having like the shotgun one it's like 180 degrees around you, and it's just these targets that pop up. There's characters that move back and forth, left, right. There's ones that just pop up, and you're basically just sitting there and you're just like, I think they call it like flick aiming, where you just basically like aim, shoot. And then
Yeah.
I would also hop or like jump around and try to shoot at them. And it's amazing how well it works. But one of the things that really helped me was not aiming down the sight.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, that,
That's the detriment of me.
yeah, it's just like, like, especially with a shotgun, I would always like aim down the sight. And then like once in a while I get lucky and most of the time I would die. And it like improved my combat like twofold just by not aiming. I mean, you aim, but you
But
shoot.
not right. Like fire from the hip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Because apparently that's what everybody does.
Yeah, all the people that are winning.
Yeah, exactly. And
Like, wait a minute, would you stand still while they zoom in on you? And
mhm.
like,
and the,
no, you're dead.
yeah, and then the thing that always would get me, especially in battle royale, is I never build. I always run up other people's structures.
Right.
So they had a bunch of videos. I think Gearsy had one of them as well, where it's just how to build. So you go into playground mode, and that's all you do is
Right.
you get materials really easy in there, and then you just sit there and you build ramps, or you build these things called 90s, which is just wall ramp, and that's how you build like a tower. So it's like you spiral up, and just by practicing a little bit with those, I mean, it gives you a chance. It gives you a chance for
Yeah.
the, to fight off the preteens and the teenagers. Whereas
Yep.
otherwise you just get dominated. But here you have a fighting chance.
Ah,
Yeah,
you have
but
no chance.
yeah.
There's no chance.
So yeah, battle royale is cool. Like I said, it's still keeping fresh, and then I like some of the changes that they have in Save the World. So, and that was interesting. Where I'm like level 96 now. I was telling you this the other day, Mark, where
Uh-huh.
I would go in with my son, who's like level 22, somewhere around there, and people are in our match, and like I level the match up, so it like drops me down and it levels everybody up, and people are like dropping out of the game left and right. It's like, really? Nobody
You're
likes
too
a
good.
quitter. Nobody likes a quitter.
That's true.
Yeah, because actually I just played I played a match this afternoon, and somebody in there leveled us up to level 140. I think it was.
Wow.
Actually, either the character was 140 or the game was 140. I don't remember, but it was hard. It was hard, but we got so many points on it. I mean, it was totally worth it,
Absolutely.
because that's the thing. The higher up the battle is, the more experience you get, and that helps you level up. So, but
Yep.
maybe people don't look at it the same way.
Not everybody does.
Yeah.
I usually like, especially when I'm starting out, depends on the game, but sometimes I like to do that, jump in with other people to help rank you up and level you
Mm-hmm.
up faster. But it depends on the game too. Sometimes people want to, not have it that way. Like typically my first run, I don't necessarily want to do that. But if it's like a game like Diablo, like once you've played the game and then you want to just level everybody else up and jump in with super high level people and you just stand back. I mean, you can't hurt anybody and you're going to die instantly, but if you just stay back and let everybody else battle it out, you'll rank up so fast. And then before you know it, you'll be able to compete.
Oh yeah. Then you have a
But
fighting chance.
exactly.
But there's a lot of strategies, I guess, for leveling up, right? And maybe not everybody understands them all, right?
Right.
And one thing that my son saw actually yesterday, when he played a couple of games of Save the World, he got like 600 V-Bucks
Nice.
by playing all the missions. So, of course, that can transfer over into
Season pass.
yeah, season pass, or what it's meant for is buying llamas.
There you go.
Yeah, did you see the I don't know how much you played recently, but did you see the new X-ray llamas?
No, I have not.
Yeah, so when you go into the store to get around the whole, you know, buying loot crates and llamas is gambling thing, what they did is they made the llamas see-through. So whatever llama is presented to you in the store to purchase for V-Bucks, you
Yeah.
can actually see the contents of them now,
Oh,
which is really nice.
you
So
know what you're gonna get.
yeah. So what I do um, every day is I'll log in and I'll see what llamas are available. And if it's a llama that has, if it's the $50 upgrade llama and it goes gold, so which means it has legendary items in there, I always buy it regardless because
Right.
you need survivors to level yourself up. And there's always at least one legendary survivor in there. I don't care too much about the weapons, but the survivors are golden.
Yeah.
So I'll
Cool.
always get them. But yeah, that's enough Fortnite talk for this Fortnite life.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. But here, let's get on with the show. A couple quick announcements, real quick. First off, thanks to all the Patreon supporters that we have out there. And if you'd like to support the show, just like those folks, well, you can go over to thisxboxlife.com/Patreon. You can support us with as little as $1 a week, a month, whatever you feel like. And it's not expected, but definitely appreciated. Helps us defray some of the costs of having the show hosted and all that good
Well, you got to
stuff.
pay my salary now too. So.
That's true. That's true. That's always a consideration. You did a great job negotiating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So
And
and then those Patreons.
yes.
Rob needs it to pay my
Yeah.
salary. Yeah.
And then you can also leave us a tip at thisxboxlife.com/donate. And also, if you're a Twitch Prime subscriber, you can subscribe to a channel for free once a month. Consider subscribing to this Xbox Life. We definitely appreciate it. And thanks to, let's see, who's the last one here? Thanks to ZakeStar123. Did that just a couple days ago. Much appreciated.
Hey, I did it today.
Yeah. And actually, you've done it for 14 months.
That's right.
Yes, 24 minutes ago. But yeah, thanks to everybody who's done that. And then you can subscribe to our channel on Twitch, a Mixer, and YouTube. And right now, Mixer is turned off. The streaming to it is turned off while we work out some technical issues with that. But you ready to get on with the show? That's not Fortnite related.
Let's do it.
Or is it? I might have snuck some Fortnite in here.
I hope not.
Yeah, no, not this week.
I get enough of that from my kid.
Well, you know what? I can help you where you can actually like talk with them. I'll give you the information so you seem like you're a cool dad or cooler than you already are.
I'm already cool. I play with him.
Yeah.
In fact, I bought him a headset just the other day because the one we had broke or something. So I bought him another one, a little, one of the cheap ones, the pack-ins, and still not so cheap. But I got him one so I can play in my office. He can play in the front room, and we can talk and play in his game, and it's fun. I do enjoy that. And it was cool because he was kind of stuck, and I jumped in, and he was just like, "Dad, you're just killing all these guys. That's so cool." And he got past the level and was so happy. So it's fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoy playing it with him.
Oh yeah, it's a great experience.
Yep.
Bonding time. But
right.
yeah, so Game Pass has a bunch of games coming and going. We talked about some of these last week, but Game Pass has a couple exiting here soon. We have Star Wars The Force Unleashed and The Force Unleashed 2. Those are going bye-bye. Comic Jumper, Missplosion Man, Mega Man A Legacy Collection, and MotoGP 17. Those are all leaving. And I thought this was just amazing. You know, they talked about having like 100 titles in Game Pass. There's currently over 231 titles
Wow.
in there right now. Although I think probably half of them are the rare replay.
Still,
But still, yeah,
there's still individual games.
exactly. I'm just kidding with the rare replay thing. That's only maybe a quarter of the game. It's not half. But anyway, that's quite a few. So for $10 a month, that's quite the value. And then we do have some new entries to Game Pass. We have Black Desert that joined a couple days ago. This would have joined, let's see, I think Wednesday or Thursday. These went in there. So we have Black Desert, Surviving Mars, and Tacoma. And then we also have For the King. That one in there. That's a brand new game. That went straight into Game Pass. Lego Batman 3, Beyond Gotham, and The Surge. Those are going to be joining on the 16th. So the Lego games, always awesome. I can't say I've ever seen a bad Lego game. There's maybe ones that are just not as good as the rest, but I can't say any of them are really bad. Okay. And then there was another thing here. There was another entry into Game Pass, and that was The Descenders. They showed this one off on This Week in Xbox, and this one looks interesting for some reason. I kept meaning to try it this weekend, but I never had the time. Have you ever seen those videos that are on YouTube and on Facebook where it's the dudes with the GoPro that like take their mountain bike and they're just like going down the side of a mountain like super fast?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like that in a game. So
Oh wow.
it looks pretty cool. I like the visuals of it, and I'm just curious to see if the gameplay um, matches the coolness factor of it. We'll see. We'll see, because sometimes these games are kind of like, you know, they don't live up to how good they look. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in checking that one out, and I'm pleasantly surprised to see that it's in Game Pass. And then, all right, on to more of the regular stories. Those were kind of like announcements there. But Mark, you know that they are starting up the whole new Game Pass Ultimate, right?
Yes.
So what do you think about that? Do you think that you'll take part in it?
Not right now, because it would actually cost me more, because it's essentially, $10 a month, which you pay for Game Pass, which that's what I'm paying, because they don't have a like a yearly pass that I'm aware of. Um, and then it's $5 a month for Xbox Live Gold, which is more expensive than me paying the $40 a year that I buy when I buy my annual. So what I'm waiting for is when they have Game Pass Ultimate as a yearly price, and where it's, at least the price of what I'm paying now or less, then it
Mm-hmm.
would be worth it to do it. The weird thing is going to be that they both, well, like right now to do it, I've had my Xbox Live Gold renews once a year, and then how would you got to tie in your Game Pass to that, and I don't know how they're going to do that, because a lot of people that have both right now, they're not linked. So they're going to have to probably figure out how to link those together, and you're not paying extra.
Right.
So, but I'm sure eventually I will, but I'll probably wait till next year when my gold goes out or getting ready to expire, and then I'll see if there's a Game Pass Ultimate yearly price. Those
Mm-hmm.
are usually cheaper. So otherwise, I think it's fine. It's nice. It's like put it all into one. I mean, I'm paying for both anyways. Why have two separate payments? Just
Right.
make it part of my program. So I like the idea. I just want the yearly option, not the monthly option.
Right. Oh, I totally get it. Well, one thing that they did is they recently brought it into the uh, preview beta. Are you part of that still, or did you take your
My
systems out
off
of it?
my I got my S is in the program.
Okay.
So I
Do you
took my X out of it.
do you know which ring you're in? I don't know if that's a proper term anymore.
I think it's still Bravo.
Okay.
I'm not in the Alpha ring.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so what they did is they added it to the insider program or Xbox insiders. Gotta stick with the current names, the name of the week. And so the systems have been updated, so they recognize it. And if you go into the insider app, you can join the like testing of Ultimate. And I actually did this just before the show
oh yeah.
went live here. Yeah. So it's available currently for English speaking Xbox insiders in the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. And looks like you have to be in preview alpha, skip ahead, or preview beta. I know there's a couple of different rings, so this looks like it might be at least the top three. I don't know fully how many there are. I know there's a bunch. And they renamed some of these. So again, that's preview alpha, skip ahead, or preview beta. So, and what's interesting is they want people to test it out. So apparently, they can get metrics, they can make sure things work for when they enable it for the masses, and it makes sense. But the interesting thing about this is that when you become a member of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, you actually get a combination of your time. And this actually did happen to me. So, as an example, if you have 10 months in your Game Pass subscription left, and you have, let's say, 11 months in your Xbox Live subscription, they will combine the two. So you will have Ultimate for 21 months. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they'll take your live period, whatever it is. Let's say it could be 2 years. Let's say you prepaid for 2 years and you
Right.
have one live or 1 year of Game Pass. Then Ultimate will go away. I mean, the end of your current term will be 3 years out.
Okay.
Right. So that's pretty cool. And, I wanted to test it out. And sure enough, it worked. I had like, I think a little bit less than 2 years of Game Pass. It was like 18 months, something like that left. Because I bought 2 years last year. And then I had 6 months of live left. So right now I'm good through 2021 sometime. I forgot which day it was. So it did add them together. So that might be something that people want to test out because you'll get extra time, right,
Hmm.
for being a member.
Okay. Might
So
have to look into that.
yeah, so normally it's $15 a
But
month. What we can say?
no, okay, keep going. Because I think you're going to answer my question. Normally
No,
it's $15 a
yeah.
month.
So normally it's $15 a month. So if you combine the two, let's say if you have a year of each right now, let's say you just renewed, it's going to push you out 2 years of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, right? So technically, that's like getting a year free. Factor it $15 a month. It's quite a value just for testing it.
Yeah.
Now, who knows? Maybe it'll get ugly in the testing. Like it's happened to us in the past
Yeah.
with the insider program. Who knows? We'll cross our fingers and hope that everything's good. But Yeah, if you're an Insider Program member, you might want to check that out. Oh, and I did have to join it for $1.
Yeah. Okay.
I was kind of rushing through it. Maybe I didn't need to do that, but in order to enable it, I bought like 1 month for $1, and then that enabled it in the system for me.
Yeah.
So either way, it's a great value. Could be $100 or more, depending on how much time you have saved up. Now, the only thing that I wish I kind of did, now that I know how it works, is I wish I bought like one of those $40 1 year of live.
Right.
I wish I would have bought one of those. And
Oh, before you did it, to extend
yeah,
it even further.
yep.
I'll have to
Because
look into it.
yeah,
Do that
so
tonight after we're done here.
yeah, so like I said, you might want to extend your live subscription out a year or two, just so you
Okay.
maximize your time. But yeah, that's a pretty cool thing that they're doing. It's cool that they're giving us the extra time. And then I'm basically figuring that once it gets time to the end of my subscription for Ultimate, I'll just cancel it, and then I don't know, maybe get some kind of deal done, because in
Right.
2021 hopefully they'll have
Yeah.
some discounts for it, just like they do for the current stuff right now.
Right. I'd imagine they will.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Then Microsoft has been releasing some pretty cool different Xbox consoles. Not like how they used to do, like with the Xbox Elite controller, the Gears of War controllers, and all that. But they've had the Shazam console, which I thought looked amazing. Did you see that one?
I did, but I don't remember
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It was like bright, and it looked like
Yeah.
the Shazam logo on it. It was like
Yeah.
bright red, gold, yellow, whatever, and it looked pretty sweet. And now they have a Godzilla one.
Well, they also have Game of Thrones.
Yes.
There's 3 of those that look cool, but the one you're about to talk about is really, really cool, if you ask me.
Yeah. So you saw that picture of that one?
Yes. I want I want all of them.
Oh yeah. So the Godzilla one has like on the front of the console, so it's a black console, and it has Godzilla, King of the Monsters, written on the left, and it's got like the Godzilla skin texture. Is that what that is? Kind of
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
reptilian skin.
Yeah.
And then there's like a Mothra, right? That is just like, it almost looks like it's coming out of water or something, because it's like not fully visible, but it's like coming out of the water, where the water is like the top of the console.
Yeah. Yeah. And and so yeah, like even the top of that, yes, it's like water.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like these are extremely hard to describe. So people need to go check these out, but this is a like three-dimensional console. Like
Yes. You
like
don't
you was
stack
saying,
anything on top of it.
no, and you got to have room. This is like Mothra is actually coming out, like his wings are coming out of it, and you see like the top of his body coming out of the water, like you said.
Yeah.
So there's 4 separate consoles, and
Yep.
it's Mothra,
The others, I don't even know how to describe them.
Rodan, and
Is it?
King Ghidorah, and then there's the Godzilla. And yeah, I can't describe exactly what they are. This one looks like there's claws and a horn or something coming out of the top. The other
Yeah.
one is it's got to be part of his body, but there's spikes everywhere. And then I think the Godzilla one looks cool. It's his spiny
Yeah.
back, and it's blue and that reptilian skin, and
Mm-hmm.
it just looks good with the console. But it's like, oh my gosh, these are like three-dimensional ones. It's not just a skin on, it's actually protruding out from the box. I'm like, this is so cool.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
for this, it's one of their contests that they have with Twitter. So you have to retweet the promotional post with a specific hashtag. And that's the one thing I don't like about these. I hate retweeting these contest things.
Yeah.
But entries are going to be accepted until June 7th. And then they're going to randomly select 4 lucky winners to get these. And they're X's, by the way.
Yeah.
So they're not messing around giving us the all digital or the S. So you're getting the king of Xboxes along with the king of the monsters.
It's so cool.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah.
Ghidorah or something.
Ghidorah.
I don't know how to say it.
That movie's coming out pretty soon, isn't it?
The end of the month. I think it's the 31st.
Okay. Very cool.
I'm gonna go see it for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Taking my kids. I loved Godzilla as a kid. It used to be on TV.
Oh yeah.
And I watched it all the time. So
it was on almost every Saturday and or Sunday. Yep. I remember as being a latchkey kid and seeing them. They were so scary at that time too.
They were cool.
Yeah.
Remember Gadzuki was son of Godzilla?
Oh, I don't remember that one.
He had like a little son, so it was like a little
dragon?
Like a little dragon dude, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll have to go back and watch those old Godzilla movies. And now he'd probably laugh at him because it's like some dude in a rubber suit. You know? Like,
stomping
so
paper buildings.
Yep. Good times.
Yeah. And then there was the turtle.
Yep.
Oh, what was its name?
I don't know.
I remember that one a lot because the turtle monster was another one like Godzilla where it was the good guy fighting off all the bad ones. Wasn't it something with a G? I don't remember.
Godzilla monster list. There's a Gigan.
No.
Let's see. King Ghidorah, Gigan, Mothra, Destroy,
Gamera,
Destoria, Mechagodzilla, and Anguria. I don't even know how to. I can't even pronounce it. Rodan.
It was Gamera.
Oh, was he? He was not an enemy, right?
Looks like there was a fight between Godzilla and Gamera, but I could have sworn that Gamera was a good one.
Oh yeah, there is Gamera. Giant monster.
Yeah, it would fly and then like shoot like rockets out its back leg holes in the shell.
Says he's best friend of Godzilla, so they must have worked together. I don't know.
Yeah.
But wow, there's a lot of monsters.
Oh, totally.
I'll have to find that series. Like, I don't know, maybe it's digitally available. That'd be cool.
Or just rent it at Blockbuster.
Where?
Yeah. I saw something. There's one left.
Yeah, I think it's in Oregon.
Yeah. Oh. But anyway, moving on. So Xbox controller wise, we had the Duke that came out recently. There was the adaptive controller, right? Which broke new ground with people with disabilities, letting them play. And there's a new controller that apparently Microsoft has some patents on. And it has a built-in Braille display, which is interesting. So, like underneath the controller with these diagrams that they have for the patent, underneath the controller, you have the little paddles, right? Like that the Elite has that you can clip in there. And then in the middle, like where the battery compartment is, there looks to be a 3x3 grid where it can somehow maybe like pop out the little nubs or whatever to make the Braille characters. The one thing that I didn't quite understand was, I understand that it's for like low vision people, but like can't, if you have a vision problem where it's preventing you, let's say, from seeing the controller or so forth, how are you going to see the screen? You know what I mean?
Mm, I don't know.
Yeah. Um, oh, it looks like I just read part of this thing that they have here. So they can use it for text on the screen. It says, so the Braille display underneath can do text that's on the screen. So where the people might not be able to read the text because of their low vision problem, they can feel the characters underneath and then know what it says on the screen. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I can definitely say that Microsoft is definitely an innovator in this stuff.
Yes. And it's nice to see them doing that.
Oh yeah.
Because they probably are losing money on it, you know.
Yeah, it's a lot of R&D.
Yes.
Into this stuff. A lot. And it takes a long, long time. All right. So, and I thought this was kind of interesting. I thought I'd talk about this. Remember that game, Ryse, Son of Rome?
Good game.
Yeah, this was a game from Crytek that was actually a release title for the Xbox One when it came out, in 2013, 2014, whenever that was. Mm-hmm. Was it 2013, November?
Yeah, that's when
or was it 2014, 13? So almost 6 years ago. Wow. Hard to believe that it's been that much time. But yeah, Ryse, Son of Rome was originally supposed to be an Xbox 360 game. And it had a rather rough past. And with Crytek, and I don't know fully what happened, whether it was the development team or just issues at the studio. But, some things happened with the game, got redone, and then was eventually supposed to be an Xbox One title, and it turned into a launch title. And I thought it was amazing. It was I think it was the first game that I really played through on the Xbox One, because it was a launch title, so most people got it. And I remember playing that and Max Curse of the Brotherhood. Remember that game?
Yes.
The little marker? Yeah.
Yep.
And if you, Mark, there's a link in the show notes. If you click that one, and you can see what I'm going to be talking about here. So there was somebody that purchased an Xbox 360 dev kit. And on the dev kit, they actually found an early prototype, beta, whatever you want to call it, of the precursor to Ryse, Son of Rome. And it was called Codename Kingdoms.
Okay.
And they actually have some of the video on there of the game. And
yeah.
I mean, it's definitely got the, like, if you played Ryse, Son of Rome, you're like, yeah, this is a really horrible version of Ryse. And when I say horrible, I mean terrible, horrible. But it was just interesting to see, how this game potentially could have looked on, the previous generation. And, it was by no means finished. People really didn't walk from place to place. They kind of slid. Because as you're doing development of games, of course, you're getting the main stuff in there, and then the little things like proper movement and things like that. That's like polish. It's the stuff that you get in there at towards the end. But it was interesting to see the prototype. And if anybody's interested in the game, if you're a person that really liked Ryse, definitely check that out. Um, Looks like it was posted by a Twitter user called Cheese007. I don't know if it was. Oh, no. The Prototype Preservation is the channel that posted it on YouTube.
Hmm.
Did you get a chance to look at that, Mark?
I'm not watching it. I
Yeah.
figured I've got it up. I'll look at it after we're done.
Yeah. Because if you watch it, I don't think it's going to blare into the stream like if I play it.
Let me just mute it anyway.
Yeah. But definitely interesting. Check it out and see what you missed from the old 360 days. Then another thing for Microsoft is a while back they started Microsoft Game Studios, right? And then they changed the name. Microsoft doesn't change names very often, do they?
Hello?
Hello? I hear you.
Did I lose you, Rob?
Nope, I hear you.
Okay. You disappeared. Your voice did anyways.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm here. But
Okay.
so Microsoft had Microsoft Game Studios. They renamed it to Xbox Game Studios a while back. And one of the new studios that they created, or the new studio that they created, is called the Initiative, which to me was kind of like a mystery studio, right? It's like, what are these guys going to do? They didn't really announce anything. The other studios that are within there, we know what they've created, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, Hellblade and some of the other games. We know what they've done. So the Initiative was new, big mystery, waiting to see what they're going to announce for it. Well, they've been doing some acquisitions of talent. And the latest one that they've poached, I guess, is one of the Naughty Dog developers, Robert Ryan. He's now the senior systems designer at the Microsoft Studio. And previously, he worked on Uncharted 4 and Last of Us Part 2. So I know that those are some of the, beloved games on the PlayStation side.
Yeah.
And, that's one thing that on the Microsoft front, I don't say that they're lacking, but they don't have as much. Those thematic, cinematic storytelling games that everybody loves, right? Just like those, like Uncharted or Last of Us.
Yeah, I like myself. I like single player stories a lot, and it seems like they're going away. Where like the PlayStation does have quite a few going on,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems like everyone else is going to the multiplayer world, and
Right.
I would really like to see some more single player stuff like those games come to the Xbox. Do you
Because
think they have a place?
it's an experience, right?
Yeah.
It's a game. It's cinematic. Like Red Dead, very cinematic. You're enjoying the storyline. You get caught up in it. You identify with the characters, and
Yep.
it's a lot of the stuff on the Xbox has been, run and gun, race, sports, shooters.
Yeah.
Lots of action, and that there's nothing wrong with that. But
Right.
it would definitely be cool to have some intellectual
Really
property.
good.
Yeah.
Really good story driven stuff.
IP on the Microsoft side.
Exactly.
So maybe it's going to come from the Initiative. Now, the only thing that kind of stinks is that those kind of games, they don't happen overnight. Right?
No, they don't.
Yeah. So, we'll see how long it takes for these guys to come up with something. And
I'd imagine they've got something already in place.
Yeah.
Like one of the games I'm really looking forward to, and I'm glad it's coming to Xbox, is Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah.
You know, and also the uh Respawn game, the Star Wars Fallen, what is it? Jedi Fallen Order or something like that. That's this, that's a single player game. And I am like so excited for that. It's like I'm gonna be definitely getting that. Um, I want to play it. It's a Respawn game. Those guys just can't do any wrong, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Their games come out flawless. It seems like they are so polished, done so well, so fun to play. To be able to play a campaign game in a Star Wars universe done by Respawn, I think that's going to just be like every Star Wars fan dream come true. Um, I'm really excited for it. We need more single player stuff. Just I think they're losing with the whole cloud based and multiplayer. It's just I think they've lost sight of that, and then there's just not as many out there. But again, the businesses keep people coming back, keep people playing, and that's a lot easier to do with a multiplayer title.
Sure.
I mean, look how many people are playing Fortnite and stuff because they put out weird stuff or new cosmetics or new. There's so many things they can add in. It just keeps people coming back to get that stuff. You don't get that in a single player, but I still think there is a value in that as a gamer. I do love those single player experiences.
Oh, absolutely. So we'll see what they've got up their sleeve. Hopefully they'll announce something at at E3, which is what, like 4 weeks away, 5 weeks away.
Yeah, it's coming up pretty quick.
Oh heck yeah! So we'll see, and hopefully it's going to be a big one. But it's going to be one of those things. Like, this is what we've got. Maybe 18 months. Hopefully it won't be like Below. Or yeah, they announced it and then like what, 5-6 years later it finally comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. All right. Mark, you know that I love my statistics, right?
Yes.
And NPD is one of them that puts out the good ones. And then Microsoft kind of put the kibosh on some of that stuff because they're keeping their things a little guarded. They're keeping their numbers secret.
They're getting spanked.
Yeah. I'm sure if they were
Which
on
sucks
top.
because it's such an awesome platform.
Yeah.
That's what sucks about it. It's just it's well worth it. It's such a good platform.
Mm-hmm. And now they're in third place.
Right? Yeah.
With PS4 being number one, Switch number two, and the Xbox in third place.
Is it official that the Switch did pass it? Or are they just speculating?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. But that's something that I have heard. So maybe that's the only. Maybe the speculation is just basically people scrounging the numbers together.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And basically saying, well, there's no way Microsoft could have done this, or who knows. But they're either second or third place. But I would believe that the Switch took number two.
Let me share something with you real quick.
What's that?
I just remembered this because it was funny. I told you I was down in Phoenix, and Bo and I, we went into a Best Buy, and we were over looking at obviously we were in the Xbox section.
Sure.
And I noticed that they had a Division 2 Xbox One X bundle, and it was $499. Because we were talking about the all digital version.
Yeah.
Well, I happened to notice that the Xbox One X Fallout 76 bundle was actually $399. And I'm looking at these two. They are identical bundles. But it's Fallout 76, and it's like I guess they can't sell them.
Yeah,
it's the same hardware. So it's like if you're looking for an Xbox One X, you might want to look at Best Buy or maybe even other retailers and see if you can find the Fallout bundle. Because like even if you don't care about the game, you're gonna save $100 on the same console. Like it had the same. I actually looked at them. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, same terabyte hard drive. There was no difference other than the game packed in,
Hmm.
and one was $100 cheaper. So just a heads up if anyone's interested in an X, can get them for like $400,
Oh yeah. So
$100 off.
even if you want to buy the Division, you can buy it full price, right? And
You can buy
save
it full
40
price and
bucks.
still save $40.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a great deal.
Hmm.
So,
But
but
yeah,
anyway, sorry.
yeah. Going back to
Back to the numbers.
the numbers thing, one thing that the NPD group surmised through their tabulation of the numbers is, and this is actually on the Switch side, is that over 60% of US Switch owners also own either a PS4 or an Xbox One. And I fall into that group.
So
You
do I.
fall into that group. And I thought this was an interesting thing because I know a lot of our community actually falls into this group. And, while not everybody, I think it's a lot less common to have people have both consoles because unless you're a true hardcore gamer, I think you need to pick one, right? You need to pick one ecosystem and kind of stick with it. And, for a lot of our community, it's the Xbox. A lot of other people are PS only. And it's just interesting to see that there's a huge amount of folks that have a Switch and then plus another more serious console or
I wouldn't even say
non-mobile.
that. Yeah, non-mobile. So but that's the thing. It's like it's really the only viable option for mobile gaming. Sony, I
Hmm.
think, has pretty much given up on it because they just couldn't compete. And it's sad too because I always thought the PSP. I had a PSP
Yeah,
and I thought
same.
it was awesome. I loved that thing.
Hmm.
And was it the Vio? No, not
Vita.
Vio. Vita. I never did get one, but
Yeah, me
it
neither.
seemed to me like that was, probably a superior product over the Nintendo DS. And they just couldn't compete. And I like the fact that Microsoft. See, I'm excited about the Switch now. My youngest son was asking me the other day, Dad, can I still buy that off of you? And I'm like, well, last Christmas I would have, maybe yeah, but now the fact that xCloud's coming out and Xbox Live is coming to the Switch, I'm kind of figuring we're going to see xCloud on Switch as well, which means I can play Xbox games on the Switch. And now Xbox essentially has its own mobile platform, which is awesome. Now I'm like, I'll use the Switch all the time. I'll be, so I'm holding out for that. And I'm like, this is great because Microsoft doesn't have to make the hardware. They only have to make this cloud-based software to run on that device. And it's going to, I think you're going to see the Switch sales will drastically increase because you're going to have those
Yeah.
Xbox gamers that don't have a mobile platform or people like me who are now going to use that platform a lot more and will be exposed to, oh, well, look at this game that I can get on here that's a Nintendo game. We're going to be more likely to pick it up and use it because I got to say that I think there's going to be people that are Xbox gamers that if they can play Xbox games on a Switch are going to go buy one specifically for that reason. I would have been one of those people. Um,
Hmm.
and that is now, and that's going to grow that community on the Switch. They're going to sell a lot more hardware. They're going to get more people exposed to their platform and vice versa. You're going to have all these 34, 35 million people that have a Switch that may not have an Xbox. But now it's like, wait, I can play Xbox games on my Switch, so I don't have to buy an
Right,
Xbox,
right.
but I can now play Halo and Gears of War and stuff like that. It's the same thing. It's like a win-win for both companies.
Oh, for
And it's a
sure.
win for gamers too, because you now have two ecosystems that you can play on one piece of hardware.
Yep.
It's awesome. I think the Switches are great. It's great. It needs some additional stuff. Yeah, I can't believe you can't put Bluetooth on it. Like, you gotta that's one thing I was asking my buddy Bo. I was like, "Oh, well then," because he's like, "Oh, and the Diablo sounds great on your headphones." I was like, "Oh, this thing's got Bluetooth?" And I just don't use it. I don't remember what he's like, "No, you gotta plug them in."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What? How does this thing not have Bluetooth
You're
in
like,
it?
what year is
How
this?
Yeah, how does this thing not allow you to stream Netflix? How does how come you can't watch YouTube on this thing?" It's missing a lot of stuff like that, which I don't understand is why it's not on there. But if xCloud comes to this thing, it's I think it's a game changer. And I think Nintendo this device will be around for a long time. And this will be huge for both Microsoft and Nintendo.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm
And
excited by it. I can't wait. This is the one thing I want to see out of E3. Tell me xCloud's coming to Switch. you know?
or that's their platform of choice for launch, or their like
Well,
key partner.
well, it shouldn't matter because they're saying they've said before, you bring the device,
Yeah.
you're gonna play on. That's the Microsoft's goals. You play Xbox on whatever device you want.
Well, yes, true. But
But
the reason why I mentioned the Switch specifically is, in my mind, the Switch is slightly more ruggedized than other devices. And yeah, I can play it. Like, I've got the Samsung S9, and it's a good sized phone, but it's too small
yes,
for any serious gaming.
and you don't really have any controllers on it.
Right. And then
Oh,
when you have a tablet, like a lot of people have, a 9-10 inch tablet, you don't really want to be carrying that everywhere. It's,
yeah,
to me, they're portable, but I know people take them on the train, they bring in places. I don't want to bring it anywhere.
right.
I'm scared of breaking it, of losing it, and that. So the Switch, even though it's not cheap at like $300, but to me, it doesn't seem as delicate as an iPad
Well,
or,
until you drop it,
yeah,
that screen will still shatter.
right, yeah,
But yeah, I mean, you can throw Gorilla Glass on it, and it doesn't feel. I know what you mean. It holds in your hand very well, and it's designed that it's not flat. Like, it's got the curve at the top where the shoulder buttons are.
hmm
You've got the thumbsticks in there, so you are able to hold on to it and really kind of grip it. And I know exactly what you're saying.
yeah. Like, even with tablets, I've got the old NVIDIA Shield
Uh
K1
huh.
tab. Well, it's not the old one; it's the second one that they came out with, maybe like 2-3 years ago. Like, I've got that tablet, and that thing has some heft to it, and it's heavy. It seems durable. And then I've also got a 10-inch Galaxy tab. And that thing is like, I feel like it's made out of crystal. It's like, I don't want to put it on the table wrong because it's so thin and
Yep.
it seems so light that it seems like it'll be more apt to break. I guess it's
Uh,
perception,
yeah.
but still, it's just the Shield and the Nintendo Switch, which in my mind is almost like a ripoff of the Shield with the Nintendo logo on it. Like, those just seem more durable.
Was it the shield? Wasn't that the one that was like a taco, shaped like a taco?
No.
I remember there was one. It was like a phone. Was that the Engage?
Engage, yeah.
Engage. It
That
was
was a
like a
long
taco.
time ago.
The
Yeah,
taco phone.
yeah, so Nvidia came out with a almost like a set-top box kind of thing a while back, and then they came out a with a tablet, and then there was
Okay.
a second tablet, and that was really about it. But it was a cool system. It was a cool system. and it had their own ecosystem where you could play games and stuff. But
Yeah.
it is kind of
Switch is where it's at. XCloud.
drifted off. Yeah. But technically, maybe once xCloud comes out, maybe that'll revive the Shield for me. Who knows?
You got a
But
Switch though, don't you?
yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't use the Shield very much anymore. It seems like it's always out of battery.
Well, what OS is the Shield built on too? So
Yeah.
the whole bring your own device, eh, it's still depending on it's gotta work on Android and iOS and Windows and OS 10 and Linux, and they still have to be able to. I don't know, maybe not because it is a streaming. I guess it doesn't matter because you're just basically it's almost like watching Netflix. You're just streaming video content to it. And the app itself would be I guess would have to be written to understand the inputs of the OS, but it should all be pretty basic. I guess
Hmm.
it really doesn't matter. Maybe it would work on your Shield.
Yeah, it should. I would think.
That'd be
I
cool.
I bet they're gonna have like for Android devices. I imagine something similar for iOS, but they'll say like Android version 5 or higher, or
Yeah.
Marshmallow and higher. Whatever it is. There's going to
Yeah.
be some lower limit
But
because.
even then it still shouldn't because you're just streaming.
Hmm.
That's the whole point of it. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out and what it truly can do.
Yeah, the only
But
reason why I say there's probably going to be a lower limit is because I would imagine to get the technology to work properly, they probably need to leverage some OS, um, gaming drawing to the screen or something that maybe the
yeah,
old, whoa, maybe the
crash.
just knocked over my work headset. Whoops. But I guess I'm just guessing that they'll need something like, hardware acceleration for gaming or something. They might need that to draw the screen really well. But, YouTube
And
does work on all of them. So,
right, and they've
yeah.
talked about it being on your phone.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think we'll get a lot more info on it at
Yeah.
E3.
Hopefully.
That's the big thing I'm looking forward to.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And then one more quick thing about the Nintendo and about the Nintendo Switch is that there's a company that came out with a little adapter. And I just thought this was interesting. They came out with this little adapter. It's available on Amazon for $18 with free shipping. And it lets you attach an Xbox One controller to your Switch so you can play. Now,
oh,
it does not, so the Switch, like you said, does not have Bluetooth. So
right.
you can't use that, of course, to pair a controller to it. Well, plus, it doesn't recognize it. But this company, Fast Snail, is the company. They have just this. It's like looks like almost like a little USB key,
Right.
and um, it has the ability to support PS4, PS3, Xbox 360, and Xbox One controllers. And what's funny, or maybe scary, is if you look at the device, which is the model C. Oh, I just had it here.
Right.
It's the
Where's my
model C00V, I think. Let me look it up. C00V N100, or COOV, COOV N100. It's the Any Joypad Works on Switch device. Nice translation job. Nice. But for $18, you can get some usability maybe out of the Switch if you have aging fingers, big hands, whatever you want to call it. And apparently, this thing doesn't introduce any kind of lag, any kind of noticeable lag. But the scary thing that I wanted to mention was if you look at some of the images that they have of the product on Amazon, you can see that the PS4 controller, so it has PS4 controller underneath the Xbox One controller. PS3 controller is on the PS4 controller. Xbox 360 controller is the only one that's correct. And Xbox One controller is underneath the PS3 controller. That's pretty sweet. You're trying to sell this product to bring controllers in, and apparently your marketing people can't get the correct headings or the descriptions under the images. But yeah.
One left in stock.
Oh, you looking it up?
I'm trying to, but that shows it as wired. They got several different kinds.
Yeah.
Trying to find the one that you're actually pointing to, because there's some
So
that
it's C00V N100 from Fast Snail.
yeah, I looked up the Fast Snail. Okay, hold on. Fast Snail. What was it? CZ
Try N100.
N100.
Fast Snail. Oh yeah, that doesn't.
It's not coming up right. That comes up
Yeah.
with something. Mac Basil COOV N100.
Try searching for Fast Snail controller converter.
And this is great radio right now.
Isn't it?
Controller. I gotta find this thing.
Yeah, that's it. So when you search for Fast Snail controller converter, it's the first one, Amazon's
No,
choice.
the first one there, that shows it's cabled.
It is.
Oh,
It is cabled.
Oh, from that image, it looked like it was like a wireless USB key that you plugged in,
No.
and then you could wirelessly use a. Ah, okay, never mind. I'm not excited anymore.
Okay.
Because I have a wireless Pro controller for the thing. So, I mean, I'd rather use my Xbox controllers. Absolutely, they are better.
Yeah, well,
but I don't want to have the cables attached to it.
I understand. And you know, I always looked at the Pro controller and I'm like, I'm not buying that. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And a lot of us in the community, you know, we've got, I'm looking here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Xbox controllers right here in front of me.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them too. So, but that's a cool. It's still a good idea. Like, especially if you don't have a Pro controller, and then yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm just curious to see what they did with the buttons, because the buttons are backwards.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, that's the problem I have with mine. It's like, oh, hit X for this, so I'm hitting X is really. It's like I think Y and X and A are reversed, and A and B are reversed. I think that's how it is.
Yeah,
because it's still A B X Y, but they're in different spots on the Nintendo.
Yeah,
it drives me nuts.
Because we hit A to select everything, right? And then position-wise, Nintendo, it's B, right?
Yeah.
So I would imagine if they just keep that orientation. So if you're using the Xbox controller, you need to hit B, which is A, right?
That would be worth it if it does. If you can, yeah. If it uses the, what you're saying.
It would have
so
to use.
So like you could remap it almost. So like when it says instead of hitting. Because like on the Switch, RB is their A, and and RA is their B. So if it would say hit B, and I would actually hit B on the Xbox controller, and it actually work.
Oh,
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Where
I don't think they could do that though.
see that would suck because it does. It drives me nuts now. It's like, oh, which button is that again? You know, because I'm so ingrained. It's just like the brain automatically knows where X, Y, A, and B is because they've been in the same spot for so many years.
Yep.
So trying to train that's tough, and that's why I always have a problem playing on PlayStation because it's like, what the heck is a triangle? Where's the triangle? You know,
Yes.
square. I don't know where the square is. But it's even worse on Nintendo and Xbox because it's the same letters.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're even the same colors. I think they're the same colors too, if I recall, but they're in the wrong spot.
Yep.
So it's like,
Absolutely.
we need a universal controller button mapping,
There you go.
and they're all the same, so you can just play on any platform, and it's you already know what it is.
Yep.
Anyway,
But still, yeah, $18 shipped.
yeah,
That's a pretty good deal for the little device. Hopefully it works out of the box. You know, some of that product that you get like super cheap like that, it just doesn't work. Who
yeah.
knows? But okay, moving on away from the Switch. Moving on to Bulletstorm. I know this is a game that you liked a
Yep.
lot back in the day. And they have the Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition, which came out, well, a while ago, because Bulletstorm came out a long time ago. Gearbox promised to make the game Xbox One X enhanced, and that has finally arrived.
Nice.
So it's adding 4K support and 60 frames per second. So
Nice.
you can enjoy the game in 4K goodness on your Xbox One X. So very cool. Always nice to get updates to the old games, right?
Yes.
And then lastly, this is the last thing here. We got some new back compat games. And I'm like terrified that a video is going to start playing here. Oh, I hate these sites.
Yep.
Oh, there it goes. Yep.
Yep. Mute
Oh,
those tabs, man.
oof. Okay,
Of
let me
course, pretty
start.
soon they'll get around that too.
It's like I was looking at the video. I'm like, you're gonna start playing, aren't you? You're gonna start playing, and it did.
Of course,
Oh,
it's gonna.
I thought that because this was in this is Chrome.
Come on,
Yeah.
talk to me, Rob. Dead air.
No, I'm here. I'm here. So there's two games that were added to back compat, and those were Costume Quest and From Dust. Remember those games?
I remember hearing of them, but I've never
Yeah.
played them.
I thought Costume Quest was in Game Pass. I don't know. Maybe something that I'm just confusing it for. But anyway, yeah. So two more in back compat, and that list is also huge. That's over 500 titles now. So both Game Pass and back compat, tons and tons of games in them. And so
I want to know,
yeah,
when are they going to bring the original Sniper Elite to from the original Xbox onto the back compat program?
yeah,
We have 2, 3, and 4. They just remastered 2 for the Xbox One. I'm like, give me the original one. It's like the only one I've never played.
right,
So I'm holding out for that.
yeah, oh yeah. Did you hear that Gra 2 is in there now? It got added to
Yeah.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic game. Loved it.
Yeah. A month ago,
Yeah.
Rebellion said they have no plans for the original Sniper right now.
No.
Come on. Because someone asked them that. I wanted a back compat. Like,
And then they come out with the Sniper Elite No, Sniper Handsome Elite Collection or something.
I want to
Right?
play the original one.
Yeah.
Even if it sucks, I'll play it because it's like I've played every other one. It's like I never played the original game.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to do that.
Yeah.
I'll even buy it.
So maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised one day.
Maybe.
Alrighty. So moving on to the community. If you'd like to leave a voicemail for the show, we'll play your voicemail. You can hear yourself on the show. You can go to thisxboxlife.com, click on the voicemail widget on the right-hand side of the screen, and leave a message up to 90 seconds. If you need to speak longer, you can leave more messages and just truncate it appropriately. We'll piece it all together, or you can record an MP3 and send it to us at contact@thisxboxlife. Also, we have a Facebook group. That Facebook group is a closed group, which means that you have to ask for membership of the group. That's purely to keep the spammers out, because we have had issues with those in the past, a couple, 2-3 times. But answer those 2 easy questions. We had a bunch of folks in the past week that have done it properly. Thank you very much. And just answer those 2 easy questions, and you will gain entry. Closed group means we keep the spammers out, and also the messages that get posted within the group stay within the group, so people on your timeline, whatever they call it, cannot see those messages. And then also we're on Twitter as well. We have a Twitter account at this Xbox Life. And now moving on to the retail releases. Cue the music.
Okay, Rob, what you got for us today? What you got? What you got for us to play? Give us a list of games that we can buy and play. Okay, Rob.
Already retail releases for the week of May 14th through the 17th. We have on the 14th, A Plague Tale Innocence. This one is Xbox One X Enhanced. Also on the 14th, Rage 2 comes out. Also Xbox One X Enhanced. And do you have any interest in that game, Mark? Just curious.
No, I played the original and really didn't like it.
Yeah, this one's supposed to be different.
It is, but I think this one's gonna be one of those I'm gonna wait and see.
Get it on
fact
sale.
that Avalanche Studios is involved that's the thing that piques my interest and so lets me know it'll probably be fun, but I'm gonna wait on it. I'm in no rush to get it. If I get it, I'll buy it on a sale or something. Summer.
So what you're saying is like in 4 weeks where it's going to be half price?
Next week when it's half price.
Or sooner. Yeah. Because when they have their summer sale, and there's going to be one, or maybe one around E3, you know this bad boy's going to be discounted.
Yeah, and I just so did not enjoy the first one.
Yeah.
Even though I played it through, it's just, I don't know, there was something about it I didn't like. It was a beautiful looking game, but I didn't find it to be very fun. So this one looks like it's going to be kind of crazy, and it probably will be fun. But I'm going to have to see it. I'm going to watch some, people playing on Mixer and stuff. I'll check it out on Mixer and see what it's like. So
yeah,
if there's a lot of the racing and the car stuff, then I probably will skip.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's like a definite like Mad Max style game now.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that I got from the videos.
Yeah, so I just still don't think it looks better, but burned by the first one. So
yeah,
and I still have so many things I need to play right now.
Exactly.
that I'm just not even getting to.
So, and then speaking of things to play, on May 14th, also Sniper Elite V2 Remastered is coming out. This is Xbox One X Enhanced and Play Anywhere. Now, This is Sniper Elite V2, which
Right.
was, I think, the second game, but the V2
Yes.
is the V2 rocket.
Yeah, this was the
Yeah.
second game. And it was really good. This was the first Sniper Elite game I ever played. So
Same here. Same
on
here.
360, and it was friggin' awesome. So
It was amazing.
Sniper Elite 3 was not as good. Sniper Elite 4 is awesome. It's like they got their, I don't know. The third one just, I don't know. There was something about it. It just kind of lost its mojo, and
No,
they got it back with.
I totally know what you mean. For me, I had a problem with the visuals in that game.
In the third one?
Yeah, things just, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if it was like a fisheye effect or something, but like when you moved around, it didn't seem, I'm going to air quote, natural. Just something about the visuals in the game just didn't look right, and I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, and
Couldn't
for
get used
some
to it.
reason, like the maps seemed a lot larger than previous ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like you could be picked off and never know where you were getting shot from. It was just like their snipers were just super snipers, and even their regular soldiers is like, oh, he's a mile away over there, boom, dead. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not even close to him. It was like things like that. Like they would be easily alerted, and it just seemed kind of like really not realistic.
Mm-hmm. I get it. All right. So yeah, Sniper Elite V2 remastered on the 14th. Also on the 14th, we have Lost Orbit. On the 15th, we have Devious Dungeon 2, Feudal Alloy, Undead Horde. That one is Xbox One X Enhanced. On the 16th, Castlevania Anniversary Collection. And and then Dragon's Lair Trilogy on the 17th. Remember those games?
Yeah, I
Dragon's Lair.
never able to play them.
Well, you can now, I guess.
I still would suck at them.
Yeah.
I could never click fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you had to be fast.
Oh, absolutely.
If I couldn't do it back when I was sharp, I certainly can't do it now.
When you were in your prime.
Yeah, do they have like an old man mode where it slows everything down?
No, unfortunately, no.
Gives you about 60 seconds to respond to the queue.
Give it to the kiddos.
Yeah,
They can
I'll
do
let
it.
them play.
Yeah, they can do it
watch.
for you, and you watch, so you get the story.
Yeah, I've always wanted to just like sit down and just watch it go play through.
Yeah, you can actually watch these on YouTube.
I'll have to do that someday.
But yeah, so this is Dragon's Lair Trilogy. It includes Dragon's Lair, which is the original game. Then they had Space Ace, which was the like the follow-up, and it was set in space. And Dragon's Lair 2 Time Warp. So all three games. And these games, wow, I think they've been on like every system.
Oh yeah.
They've been on PC, they've been on mobile, they've put them on just about everything. And what Mark was talking about, for those that aren't familiar with these, is that these games back in the day used to be on Laserdisc in the arcades.
Right.
And you'd put your quarter in, or 50 cents, whatever it was at the time. And then you would have a controller and you would watch a cartoon. These were Don Bluth animations. So it's basically a cartoon, and then you get to like a crossroads section. So like, let's say your character is like running, and then he has an option to go straight left or right. So you have to make the choice. Like, let's say you go left. Well, if for that cutscene, that means death, then you die, and then you have to start over at, I think, a checkpoint for wherever you were at. Yeah, you didn't start over at the beginning.
No, you did start over at that point.
But you had like 3 lives. So you had like 3 chances.
Right.
So, if you had like, let's say 3 options, only one of them is proper to get you killed or whatever, you start over. So you're really learning when you need to like push left or up down, or I think there was a fire button to do something. So you basically had to learn when to do all of those. And the thing that just drove everybody nuts is if you didn't time it perfectly, then you died. So
Right.
you have to catch it right in that window. And
it's a short window.
Yeah.
I mean, it is short.
Yeah.
So.
But
it was QuickTime back before there was such a thing as QuickTime. It was like the original QuickTime event. That's exactly, the whole game is nothing but QuickTime event.
Yep. So it's cool that they're coming out. I was just looking to see if it was Xbox One X enhanced, and I'd be like, really? Do you really need to?
I don't think you need to.
No, you don't.
They were so stunningly amazing looking back in the day.
Oh yeah.
I think they still hold up. I think it's still just as sharp and amazing to this day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I might have to look at that out and just see if it looks dated or not.
Yeah.
But I'd be surprised if it looked dated. It was just always so amazing looking.
I'd like to see what the reviews are going to be like when this thing comes out. So it comes out, what, on 17th? What day is it? Is that Thursday? No, it's Friday. So I'd like to see how the reviews are on this. Because the last couple of games that have been like games from the past, blast from the past games, they've sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got these on console. And it's cool that it's a triple whammy. But yeah, so that's on the 17th. Also on the 17th, we have Darkwood, Steel Rats, and Mole Cats. So that's a pretty big week for releases. It's quite a few stuff there. Yeah, quite a few games there. Alrighty, and then games with gold. So we're getting pretty close to the switcheroo time, mid-month. But right now for Xbox One, we have Marooners. This is the game for the entire month of March. And then the holdover from last month, from mid-April through mid-May, is Outcast Second Contact. Xbox 360 and back compat, we have, for the first half of May, Earth Defense Force Insect Armageddon. And we're adding on the 16th, the Golf Club 2019. We have it from our Facebook group that game's actually pretty good. So I'm interested in checking it out. I haven't played a golf game in forever. Probably 15 years, at least. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. And then also
not a golf person.
Yeah, on the 16th we have Comic Jumper. So this game, I think, was one of the ones that was leaving Game Pass.
I was gonna say, didn't this just get removed from Game Pass?
Yep.
See, now you can get it for free, anyways.
Yeah. If you so choose to claim it.
Right.
It's like
I've actually stopped doing that. I used to go and get all these games.
Yeah.
And I've actually stopped doing it because I've never played. I never go back to play them.
Yeah.
And it's just, oh, whoopee-doo. I got a big giant, I got 8,000 games on my list. Yeah, but I only play 4. So
yeah.
What's the point?
Well, I still get them.
I'm glad you do.
Yes. More the digital game hoarder. Although the only thing is I get them, but I don't install them.
Yeah.
Because especially if you claim everything and you have the auto update on, that's just ridiculous.
Yep.
Everything's updating all the time. But anyway, so that's it with games with gold for now. And then, as always, if you make any purchases on Amazon, make sure to use our affiliate link. You can find that at the Facebook group at the top and also on our website. Each and every time that you purchase something in Amazon, use that affiliate link. Doesn't cost you anything extra, but it helps us out. We get a teeny tiny little finder's fee for sending you their way. And then also, if you're an iTunes user, find the show on there, give us a 5-star review. The more of those that we get, the more we get boosted in the rankings. And follow us on Twitch and YouTube and Mixer. we'll get that working eventually. And thanks to Learned Your Lesson for the music. And that's it, I think, for episode 528. Is that the number?
That's what you said.
Yeah.
So,
All right, bud. Hey, great to have you back.
It's good to be back.
It's just like old times.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. So we've been recording now. Well, we've been live for an hour and 51 minutes. Time flies by.
There's the end of those 20-minute shows.
I know, right?
And I haven't really talked that much this episode. I really don't think I have.
No?
I don't know. Maybe I have.
You made me Mr. Chatty.
There you go.
I'm all giddy. With excitement. No, but it's awesome to have you back.
Yeah. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm sure the listeners are stoked. They don't know about it yet, but they will soon.
They will soon.
Yeah. So, all right. My name is Rob, also known as Presar. Thanks for listening, everybody. Catch you all next week with Mark.
And I'm Mark, aka Wingman 709, taking off.